We have church bells bringing in the start of our Artist Spotlight today. So, good afternoon, everyone. The Arts Council for Monterey County welcomes you to our monthly online segment, Artist Spotlight. I am Karen Lee Garcia, our programs director, and today I am so pleased to welcome local artist Edi Matsumoto. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. So thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So I'm just to read a little bit about you to our audience. So Edi Matsumoto was born and raised in Japan. Her maternal great-grandfather was a traditional Japanese artist who painted birds, flowers, and snow-capped mountains using an ink brush technique. She grew up in an environment where art was valued. Her interest in art was cultivated at an early age. Edi Matsumoto holds a bachelor's degree in anthropology from Tsukuba University in Japan. After traveling around Southeast Asia, exploring cultures and volunteering at the Mother Teresa's Home for the Dying Destitutes in Calcutta, India, she came to the US. She earned a master's degree in nursing, and she has worked in the healthcare field for over 29 years. Encouraged by her family, Matsumoto began taking art classes at a community college. In 2018, she earned her second master's degree in fine art from the Academy of Art University in San Francisco. Matsumoto's work has won numerous awards and has been shown at galleries and museums locally, nationally, and internationally, including the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco, the Triton Museum of Arts in Santa Clara, and Pacific Grove Art Center, among others. Her work has been shown in prestigious Fine Art Connoisseur and American Art Collector magazines, among others. Matsumoto divides her time between working on her own creative activity and coaching others to discover their creativity. So, welcome again, Edi, to our program, and thank you. I went back to track, and today is actually our 33rd program of Artist Spotlight. We've been doing this since May 2020, so thank you for being here. And I want to start by actually talking a little bit more about your background and how
Mhm.
you decided to transition into pursuing art while you were working full time, I understand.
Right. So I started, let me back up. So I came to the US and became a nurse. And I've been working, as you read, 29 years. But about 15 years ago, my husband discovered my artistic talent by looking at the little sketch that I did. And he said, "It's so good. We should frame it professionally and you should go to art school." So that's how it started about 2008 or so. And then I got my master's degree. And around that time, I discovered Arts Council. I was kind of getting into the shows for students within the university, arts university. But then outside of the university, then Arts Council was the first place I saw the juried show. So I entered my paintings, and I was chosen to show my paintings in a government building or health department building, transportation building. So that was the first outside of school. So that really gave me a confidence. Oh, maybe I can be an artist, maybe someday I will be an artist. So that gave me a lot of confidence. And then I've been entering year after year. I don't know how many years, maybe 6, 7 years now. As I mentioned the other day, sort of like our arts council kind of raised to me from the emerging artist to
Mhm.
get me a confidence so I can enter nationally and get into the magazines. And I was kind of planning transitioning eventually, although I loved medicine and I like nursing and helping people. That's very, very rewarding. But on the other hand, the healthcare system is very complex, and healthcare professionals are exhausted. I was exhausted and
Right.
very stressful. So, and I found that aspects that arts could be healing for other people.
Mhm.
So I got an award when I painted depicted somebody who is burned out healthcare professional, and I discovered this, the connection between arts and healing. So I explored some more. I gave some lectures. And I painted a series of healthcare professionals for the purpose of maybe this will help heal the professionals who are burned out. So that started to transition a little bit. And then COVID hit, and then I just kind of prepared to take the leap. And then that
Mm-hmm.
was just last year. And I studied the teaching and coaching. So I had some kind of side business, doing the coaching and the art. But just something happened to kind of push me, the edge, and so I jumped off the cliff and then became a full-time artist as of September last year. And then now I'm painting full time, but then I'm doing more coaching, including,
Mm-hmm.
other people to, not just teach art. I do that also, but also other people to kind of embrace creativity, not just for art, but to kind of help people to kind of take the lid off, kind of get out of their box and then have
Mm-hmm.
a better life,
Right.
have, be happier, just instead of kind of stay in the little box and stay in these rules and regulation, and do something bigger and better, something
Right.
that makes them happier. Yeah.
Right. I would like to show, just back up a little bit
Mm-hmm.
to the painting that you ended up entering, and we'll have pull that up. And you can talk a little bit more about, well, let's talk about this painting first. Let us
Oh,
know what
okay.
we're seeing here.
Right. Okay. So I was able to do two solo shows at the Pacific Grove Art Center,
Hmm.
and they've been really, encouraging for me too. So this is the second show. The first show was, as I mentioned, healthcare professionals. I did the show, and then this is the second show, Goddesses and Warriors. I focused on women's strength and beauty. So this is one of the paintings from that collection. I went back to Japan. I think this was based on the paintings or photograph I did in 2018. And I did two makeovers. One is I dressed up as a geisha, got a lot of
Hmm.
photographs, and I picked one of several of them. And this is one of the photographs. Based on that photograph, I painted this beautiful headgears and kimonos and umbrella. So this is a geisha kind of looking, it's called oiran glance. Oirang is a kind of different ranking of geisha. So she's looking back. So this is one of the paintings from the Goddesses and Warriors show, and that kind of leads to the fashion show that we're going to talk about in
Talk
a
about,
little bit.
right.
And then the second, so the first show, this is actually this is my husband. This is one of the paintings from the healthcare series called Lives in Our Hands.
Hmm.
And this actually going back to Arts Council, in the you were calling for artists to enter artwork for, I believe it's like a healthcare for everyone. And
Yes, it
then
was.
yeah, so that was tied to this National Academy of Medicine, and they were also uh, uh, asking artists to enter something to do with the clinician's well-being, but
Hmm.
also the burnout. So the reality of healthcare, because they were just studying the movement to put this healthcare clinicians burnout and well-being into the national priority. So
Hmm.
even this is before COVID, the healthcare professionals were the high suicide rate, high depression rate, PTSD. So that became a huge problem. So that's why National Academy of Medicine started to collect this artwork to establish the priority. And
Hmm.
my piece was chosen to be the top 10, and it was shown at the Washington D.C. at the conference. So my husband and I flew over there, and also somebody saw that painting. My husband's, this is called a tough decision,
Hmm.
because we have to face this tough decision between the patient's well-being and the cost of medicine or procedures, and the insurance company and the administration, and so on. So we were kind of in the middle of this, so we really have to make a tough decision a
Hmm.
lot of times. And then this got caught the eyes of this journal editor, and he said, "Oh, this is perfect for our journal. So
Hmm.
can you put it on the cover of this magazine?" So I tell my husband, "I made you a cover boy." So this is him being on the cover of a magazine. And so this kind of painting really resonates to a lot of healthcare professionals who feel that way. And even if you're not healthcare professionals, a lot of people say, I know exactly how he feels, or that's how I
Mhm.
feel at the end of the day. I'm exhausted. You have to do this and that, and there's no time for me. So this seemed to, struck a chord in many people. So,
I remember this series, Eddie, because I think you came into our old offices, and I think you had like a postcard, and I had it up for a really long time. Was
oh,
there? Did you just during COVID have
mhm.
you found any other opportunities to enter that series of paintings into? Because just because this national crisis for medical workers really didn't come to the forefront until the pandemic. Unfortunately, it just was not a part of everyone's awareness. I
Mhm.
just was wondering if there was any other um, opportunity to enter the work, because I found it to be really powerful. I feel like there was a painting of a hallway.
Mhm.
Um, and there was just a lot of just really beautiful, poignant work. So.
Thank you. Yeah, so a couple of opportunities. I shown this at different places, including Triton Museum. The other one thing is I put this together, a little booklet, and
Mm,
I distributed. It's on eBay. Is that eBay? Yes, eBay. But also, people can buy this, and I've given to a lot of people, healthcare professionals, because I did some research and written papers, and I've given talk to healthcare professionals. I did a medical rounds at Chomp, and also I spoke at diabetes conference, and I'm also scheduled to speak at nurses conference in the fall.
mm,
And because I put together this one, on the back, I put together 7 tips for burnout prevention.
mhm,
Um, so that painting, I'm connecting that to healing.
mhm.
So there are many many benefits how art is beneficial for people, including chronic disease or even cancer. There are a lot of research on that, how the arts can heal people, not just healthcare professionals, but just people in general. So I really started to research on that. So so that's what I try to bring when I give the presentation at different conferences. So that was one opportunity. But also this, I based this principle into my coaching when somebody needs to heal some wound or overcome anxiety or burnout.
Right, right.
Mhm.
No, thank you. And it's good to know that there's a resource available. We'll have to grab that link from you and post it into the Facebook and YouTube presentation. So I want to just move on to, well, first, let's just pause for a second.
Mhm.
We'll pause before we get to Wearable Art. I do want to mention, where are you right now? Because you are we talked about the
Oh,
chimes, and
yes.
you have a really beautiful studio space. And
Yeah, I say I have the best art studio in town. So I am inside the Church of the Wayfarer. So it's 7th and Lincoln, downtown Carmel. So I'm inside, literally inside the Church of the Wayfarer, the oldest church in Carmel. So I'm upstairs, second floor, overlooking a beautiful garden. And so this is the ideal light, and just beautiful looking out. And I just have a block to go grab a coffee or have lunch. And sometimes I ring the church bell too at noon. So do the bell ringer duty occasionally. So yeah, I'm so blessed. I'm so lucky. Well, my whole life, my husband say I'm the luckiest person. Just everything works in my life, basically. But anyway, I got this beautiful. I found this place, and I've been here for about 3 years now, over 3 years now.
as
Yes.
one of the artists in residence, correct?
Yes.
Great.
In there are five of us,
Yeah.
and I'm the second. And then after that, and the church people love us, the artists. So they just, oh, let's have more artists. Let's have more artists. So now there are five of them, five of us, and then they just love having us, and they're so helpful.
It's
They just always kind of looking out for us.
That's great. And you have a community in a really beautiful location. So
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so here we go. We're going to talk about wearable art, Eddie.
Yes.
So
All
tell
right.
us what we're seeing here.
Okay. Before that, just how I got into it, and
Mhm.
so this company, as an artist, when you're around for a little while, and I have website edimatsumoto.com, and a lot of company find us like, oh, would you like to put your art on the mug cup or T-shirts or phone case? So I get a lot of those. But this company called La Galleriste, and from Canada, and they found me, and then I just looked into it. So what they offer is 100% vegan, machine washable, wrinkle free, easy travel, moisture wicking, and so that got me interested. Oh, this is a very environmentally conscientious, eco-friendly company, and I like that. So I uploaded a few of my painting, and I got a few samples, and I really liked what I see and I felt.
Mhm.
And I'll show you a sample in a little bit. But anyway, so then last year after Christmas, I got into this kind of Monet, like water lily paintings. And I painted that and I uploaded to Facebook as a sample. Hey, I just made this. And what do you guys think? And I got this overwhelming, yes, 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 it's a fabulous, beautiful. And one comment in particular, she said, oh, that's so beautiful. When are you going to do a trunk show?
Uh,
I was thinking, like a trunk show. And she followed up with the messenger, like, I'm serious. I'm going to sponsor your fashion show if you consider doing it. And we started talking, and we decided to do a fashion show because she offered to sponsor the venue and the catering and the music and really helping me out. So anyway, so I decided to do that. That's the beginning of this year. So up until then, I wasn't really thinking about doing a fashion show, but I
mhm.
uploaded a lot more paintings. And like this particular one is a combination of my various Japanese painting. So I picked some elements, a little fan from one painting, then flowers from another painting, butterfly from another painting, and ocean wave from another painting.
And it
So I
allows you to
Japanese
create the
artwork.
design all
Mhm.
together with,
Yes.
it sounds like great software. So it's not just applying, one painting and you can
Mhm.
really kind of make it your own.
Yeah, I can do, yeah, all those things. So this is a friend of mine. Oh, there another at the church that where I work. But anyway, the another great thing about this fashion show is like a fashion show is like a vortex, and it's a fun project. And I just asked about maybe 16, 17 of my friends, and would you like to be a model, for my fashion show? They're like, yes. Where do I sign up? And so I have all these friends and a neighbor, 90-year-old neighbor, to friends from the hospital, to business partner or business friends, wife or cousins. Or so they're just kind of gathering around this fashion show project. And I take pictures. We do the fitting in my studio. We go right up to the garden. It's been fabulous. The weather's been gorgeous. So I just take pictures of my friends wearing my clothing. This is a cape dress based on my painting. So this is a kimono. With a dress that's reversible. You can have a little black dress if you reverse it, or this colorful,
Oh, that's
dress.
nice.
Yeah, and then another awesome thing, some of these pictures are from Big Sur or Palo, Colorado. I
Mhm.
found this a photographer, Donna Shoemaker, again, Facebook friends, and I didn't know her, but she was highly recommended. So we did a photo shoot in Big Sur and took a bunch of pictures, and it just came out like this one. It's
They're
like in her
beautiful
backyard,
photos.
redwoods, and we did some at the Garapata beach, and her vision matched my vision, like this is
Mhm.
the type of photographs I want for my publicity for my fashion. So she just made it possible. So she took probably 400 pictures, maybe more, and we picked a few to display at the fashion show. This is
So
another friend. Yeah.
one thing I want to mention is, when is the fashion show?
Oh,
So
it's April April 23rd, Saturday. So 10 days from today. So not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So 1 to 3 p.m. April 23rd, Saturday. So we're gonna have this is a free event, so anybody can come at the Pacific Grove Arts Center. So it's 568 Lighthouse Avenue. So you have to go up the stairs. So just be prepared, that you have to go up stairs. And we have free snacks. We're gonna do Japanese sushi because I'm Japanese, and we have some Japanese elements and Japanese decorations. So, and we have edamame. We have some wine. First glass of wine is free, and we have live music. And what else? Oh, because this is 2 weeks before Mother's Day, so we're gonna do something special for Mother's Day. If you bring your mom or daughter, then you're gonna get a free box of truffles, not
Oh,
chocolate.
awesome.
Yeah.
And items will be available for sale, correct?
Yes,
Because
it's already for sale online. So I think we're gonna share the online. So there's a direct line, and also you can go to edimatsumoto.com, and from the menu, pick Edi's wearable art. So you can go to all my collection. I have about 300 items, from kimono, scarf like this one. So here's a scarf, like a chiffon material,
beautiful.
polyester, and spandex, really soft. Um, and so they're all available online. But when you when you come to the fashion show, we have a special for that week, 20% off. And I'm also donating 10% to Pacific Grove Art Center, because they've been a wonderful supporter of my art. And and also I'm gonna be offering, so if somebody purchased my clothing that day, I'm going to also provide a free copy prints of my art of their choice, as long as supply lasts. And so what else? So the discount, free copy, and food, wine, chocolate, music, and then
This is a not to be missed event.
I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And also, this is a little different fashion show than regular, like a New York or Paris fashion show, because I'm gonna be featuring each model, because they're my real friends and my neighbor. So they're gonna walk, and I'm gonna say, "This is to my next door neighbor. Or this is Zoe, my grandniece." And their dreams and backgrounds. So I'm just gonna feature. They're gonna stop and smile. So it's gonna be a one huge party, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And plus, I think people enjoy feeling this art material, the very eco-friendly, and the beautiful material, and they can try this on. We're gonna create a little dressing room, so they free to enjoy, trying this on and see how they like it.
I also want to just have you mention, I like the how you've brought all of this together. Um, and if you can speak a little to the mentors that you have, the teenagers that you're working with, and some of the testimonials that you've been receiving during this process.
Okay, so I hear like three different questions, but
Yeah, there's a lot of questions in that.
let me go from the testimonials I got.
Mhm.
So I bring my friends, and they put it on, and then we take pictures. And one friend, actually two friends, said the same thing, but one friend in particular, she says, I'm gonna read this. Eddie's art and designs are absolutely lovely, soft, luxurious fabric that flows. What really struck me was putting them on and feeling a sense of power growing from within. I went from timidly trying these on to boldly stepping into my inner goddess. I felt beautiful, confident, and empowered, like I could do anything. And she said exactly what I want people to feel. And from the Goddesses and Warriors show, like you see the painting I had at the Goddesses and Warriors show. So my point was to empower people, embrace their beauty and strengths. And I'm trying to do the same with my clothing. So she felt that I didn't tell her to, say things like that, but she just, felt that way, and she, wrote this testimonial, so that made me happy. And then let me talk about mentorship. And one mentor I had as a youngster. When I was high school, I read the book by about Mother Teresa. So I fell in love with her work. So I thought I'm gonna meet her soon. So I think from back then, I was able to manifest what I want. Like I want this, and things happen. I usually get I enter some contest and I win the prize. So I've been really lucky that way. So I think I'm gonna meet Mother Teresa. And then she came to Japan within 6 months, and I got to meet her in a small room, like an intimate room. I got to talk to her. But then I really needed to go to India, where she works at the Home for the Dying Destitute. So I think I was 21, 22. I went twice and went to Calcutta, and anybody can show up and work as a volunteer. So, and she's walking around, and she's really hands-on. She's a tiny person, 5 foot tall or maybe shorter. But she just talks to all the patients and talk to all the volunteers walking around. So I had some conversations, and I just fell even more in love with her. So at that point, I decided I have to study English. I kind of spoke enough basic, but I needed to study more. And I needed to study medicine and nursing. And that's why I came to the States. So she is my first mentor, big mentor. Then, so fast forward, and now I've been an artist for about maybe 10 years or so, and I'm trying to run my art and the coaching business. So looking back, I know I still can grow, learn more, but I have some experience and I have some wisdom to share. So, and then with this program, with this fashion show, like Erin from the Arts Council, when I talked to her, like, would you like some more help for the fashion show? Like, oh yes, I can use some help. And then I think Monterey High School has this fashion or art department who fulfill 30 hours of work around art and fashion. So I have 3 high school students, and I have a couple of other high school students models too. So I'm really enjoying sharing my art, what we're gonna do, what I'm doing with the fashion. So I'm really enjoying mentoring and just working with the youngsters. But I actually, I'm mentoring, I'm teaching some of the things, but I'm learning from them too, because these,
You you mentioned how they were. You
yeah, so
mentioned,
creative.
yeah.
Yes.
You were
Yeah,
mentioning them taking selfies and just like showing you different ways to wear your
exactly.
wearable art.
Exactly. Yeah. So one of the girls, especially, we are waiting. I had another girl, Sarah, helping me out. So we are waiting, and then this girl is taking a long time changing. So we are wondering, does she have some trouble? And then later on, she sent us the selfies she was taking in the dressing room. And she was just trying different things and putting the belt on and using the scarf in a different ways and trying with her own clothes. And so she was doing all kinds of poses and selfies, but pretty much all everybody I worked with, they have their own creative ideas, imagination. So I am learning from them too, and it's so much fun. And that's one thing I want to do in the future too. So I have some business experience, entrepreneurship, and then I'm gonna have this new other tank coming up to compete for the startup challenge. And so I'm gonna be learning, but also I already have something I can share business
Right.
wise, being an artist and doing a little bit about fashion. This is new, but I'm learning. That last 3 months has been a really rapid growth, like an intense course that I'm getting from all the help I'm
Well,
getting from.
well, let's highlight before we wrap up kind of what's next, because besides your Saturday, April 23rd
Mhm.
fashion show, you have something else. You just kind of touched on it, but I want you to really highlight this opportunity that just happened. Um,
Right. Yeah, it just happened. I saw this. I've been interested in business aspects because being an artist, it could be pretty hard. Some people struggle. You hear about starving artists, but I wanted to do more. I just didn't want to stay as a starving artist. So I just want to spread this empowering woman's message. So I've been really interested in. I saw this little ad. I cannot remember if it's in the weekly or Pinecone or both. Something called a startup challenge.
Mhm.
And all I needed to do is send in 5-minute pitch of my business. So I took a 5-minute videos on my laptop and send it in, and it was chosen to be one of the finalists in this other tank. So instead of Shark Tank on TV, so this is other tank. So I'm gonna be presenting. I don't know the detail, but all I know is May 6th. I'm gonna be competing with maybe 15 other new business owners to see if I can get more business advice, but most of all, like a grant to apply to my new business. But I'm really looking forward to, I'm supposed to get some coaching and
Mhm.
so leading towards the presentation. So that's going to be so helpful. What's important, how I should pitch, what's important, what kind of elements I need to consider. So hopefully I'll get the grant. But even without that, I think I'm going to be working with some business experts. So,
Mhm.
and so I think that's going to be a prize by itself. So I'm really happy that I'm part of this Outer Tank contestant.
Well, congratulations. I
You.
think
Yeah.
that's really exciting news, and I know you're going to keep us posted if we need to come and cheer you
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Well, we've been sharing where to find you, your website, and we'll also be sure to share your social media channels at on IG. You're Edi underscore art underscore design, and also on Facebook at Edi Matsumoto Fine Art. And we'll be sure to
Mhm.
share that with our audience. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm seeing messages pop up saying good luck in your
Uh,
competition. And I've really enjoyed seeing the evolution since you kind of started partnering with the Arts Council in about 2017, 2018. So I'm excited for your fashion show. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, really, Arts Council knows my early stage, and even something I didn't mention. Somebody I knew, one of my patients was on the Arts Council board way back, and he mentioned, "Oh, you're artist, we can feature you." And I said, "No, no, I'm not confident. I'm not ready." So I remember from that time. This is probably 10 years ago. From that to now, I'm talking to you, and I'm doing a fashion show. I'm going to the Auto Tank, and so yeah, I've come a long way, looking back. So I really appreciate your support for all the artists in the Monterey County, and Arts Council played a big role in my artistic life. So thank you so much, and thank you for having me today.
Well, thank you so much, Eddie, and I look forward to seeing you in just a couple of weekends
Yes.
and trying on some. I saw some pants that I'm eyeing already. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
well, thank you so much to our audience for joining us, and stay tuned for another artist spotlight on Wednesday, May 11th, and be sure to comment and share this presentation. And to learn more about the Arts Council for Monterey County, find us at www.arts4mc.org and have a wonderful afternoon.